Hello, and welcome to the podcast.
Hello, Somicron. Thank you for the welcome to the podcast. It is good to be here on a totally normal podcast day, as it usually is during the week of Christmas.
Happy 400th episode. We did it.
Yay, we did it. This was our goal. We're going to end the podcast now. Hooray.
I mean, we're joking, but the thought had crossed my mind. Just to wrap it up
we've got
neatly.
more Warhammer to talk about, man. We can't end now. It's
Oh
ridiculous.
god, we're going to be doing this to
Stupid idea.
80.
Right. Yeah. Until Warhammer stops putting out books, apparently.
Yeah, well, that'll never happen.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It makes them a boatload of cash. They're going to keep doing this.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think they'll do it one book a week. So we might end up to a point where we can take 3 weeks off here and there.
That's true.
Episode
That's true.
12,042. It might be 3 or 4 weeks between each one.
We can read other books. We can read books from other things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Harry Potter fan fiction. Yeah, we can read Harry Potter fan fiction instead.
Only if you do the voices. Can you read it on the podcast?
I mean, I could do it. It'd be a lot of work.
I mean, just snippets.
reading-
Just your
reading
favorite
books?
bits. Just if,
Oh, okay, yeah, that's fair. I'm just saying, reading an entire book and doing the voices is like I used to do that for my kids when they were little. Is I'd read a chapter of a book and do all the voices for them, and man, even a chapter's like, okay, I think I'm done for a while here. I'm good until tomorrow. So,
give us your
Yeah.
best Ron Weasley.
oh, well, that's the thing. Problem with Harry Potter is you got to do the accents.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean,
That's
I
the
can
point.
do a bad accent
I-
for Ron Weasley.
I mean, we're talking about reading Harry Potter fan fiction, and you've got to do voices. So give us your best Ron Weasley.
Oh, all right. I mean, I'm going back to Potter Puppet Pals at this point.
That's
You
perfect.
familiar with that one?
Oh yeah, it's a pipe bomb. Yeah, no, it's great.
Yeah. So he's just like Ron
Ron
Weasley.
Weasley. All right, and now do Ron Weasley being railed by Draco.
Wow.
That's,
Ron Weasley.
it's fanfic. You gotta read the line.
Yeah, that's the line. That's how he would respond to getting railed by Draco Malfoy. He's kind of dumb. Kind of off in his own little headspace there. At least the Potter Puppet Pals version of him.
For sure.
I mean, that's actually something I've seen people complain about. Is that Ron Weasley in the books is loyal and he's smart, and he's pretty grounded and he can understand other people. But in the movies, everything smart he ever says, the lines go to Hermione instead. So they're Ron's really stupid in the movies. He's this bumbling
Right.
idiot. He's mean. He's not loyal. He's just everything dumb happens. And every time Harry needs help, Ron's not there. And it's okay, so this is an entirely different character you have created. So in some way, the movies are kind of fan fiction a little bit.
Yeah, I mean they're definitely a adaptation. That is technically true. I'm not going to
Interpretation. I mean,
not gonna
I'd
argue
argue
that point.
yeah, exactly. But I mean, there's adaptation, there's interpretation, and there's character assassination of one of the main characters, right? And I think once you've done that, you've kind of crossed the line a little bit.
I don't. I mean, you've
think
crossed
so?
you've crossed a line, but I don't think it's into fan fiction, right? I mean,
Okay,
it would
now I'm wondering what the line is.
it would have to be a serious departure on multiple characters, multiple plot events, but still using the
Basic story and
Well,
character.
no. If you use the same characters and setting, but you call it the Philosopher's Stone, or I'm sorry, the Sorcerer's Stone for the Americans, because you guys don't know what philosophers are, I guess.
I guess.
I'm asking you.
Well, when we hear philosopher, we think Aristotle. So,
Sure.
don't know what that has to do with magic necessarily.
Yeah,
The concept of a philosopher's stone is just not in American culture. No.
right, but a
It's not that we don't know what a philosopher is.
right, but they're also explicitly not sorcerers. Although they call themselves wizards, but their magic is innate to them, which makes them sorcerers. It's D&D rules, but
There you go.
It's all messed up.
It makes more sense than you thought it did. Hooray!
Maybe. Yeah, but if you called it the Sorcerer's Stone and then wrote a completely different story, and you just like cash in on the name recognition of it being the Sorcerer's Stone, that's fan fiction, right?
Yeah.
But if you just take a character and be like, okay, in the books you're kind of the smart, loyal guy. Now we're gonna make you the joke guy, who's just around sometimes and can maybe play chess. But you don't put any of that in the movie. That's fan fiction. But just character assassination, I don't know. I think that's just a bad adaptation.
Okay.
Just poor
Again,
adaptation.
I'm just wondering what the line is. Like, what do you have to do? Change the entire story?
Yeah, I think it has to be an original kind of piece. Like if you're adapting from a book and you don't do anything in the book because it's all new stuff, I think that's maybe fan fiction.
Well, but I know, but you're saying you're going
I have
all the way.
I
right?
have a case study for you. Starship Troopers.
Okay.
Do you know anything about the book that it's based on?
No.
No. Okay. So the movie is considered an unfaithful adaptation because the director, whose name escapes me, but he also did RoboCop, so he has some pretty interesting ideas on like authoritarianism and stuff like that. Made it as like an anti-fascist movie, and he's like, yes, all the statements in the thing are about American politics. Like he says it on the director's commentary. Like he straight up just tells you that like we interpret it, like we wrote this book to be anti-fascist. No, book, movie. Made the movie, and when you see things like black uniforms and you go, those are bad. Fascism bad. Those politics are bad, right?
Yeah.
But the book is not like that. The book is more like, hey, veterans should be in charge of the political system in America. That would be a great idea, I think. That's kind of the intent. Robert A. Heinlein had it when he wrote it.
Yeah. So he's more like rah, conquer the aliens. These people should be in charge. They're awesome.
He wrote it explicitly as the aliens as a metaphor for communism and China, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing, is some people watch the movie and don't pick up on any of the satire, any of the commentary about the potential downsides, right, of the fascist viewpoint. So for those people, it's an entirely unfaithful adaptation because they're not picking up on any of the original messaging that the author was putting down.
There is none of the original messaging that the author put down.
Right.
Like, not a whole lot. It's like there's some characters, some places, and events, but a lot of it, the majority of it's changed.
Yeah. So that's an example of, sure, we went all the way with this. We changed so much stuff that it's obviously not a faithful adaptation. But I'm wondering, in the middle, where's the line? Like, if we write Harry Potter and everything's the same except Ron Weasley and Draco Malfoy have an illicit romantic affair, but everything else is the same, is that a faithful adaptation?
It's not like, can adaptations be 100% faithful? I don't think so.
That's what okay, so you're saying yes, it is. If a director wants to do that with a Harry Potter adaptation, like there's a new adaptation coming out now on HBO. They're doing a TV show series adaptation of the books. And if they were like, Ron and Draco have a secret love affair, they love each other, they kind of hate each other, nothing changes, and the rest of the story except for that,
it's not fan
faithful
fiction.
Adaptation.
It's not faithful. It's not a faithful adaptation, but it's not fan fiction either.
Right. So you'd have to do Draco and Ron have an illicit affair, and Harry ends up being an astronaut, and Voldemort doesn't exist.
I have. Okay, let me try having another parallel. The UK office versus the American office. Is that fan fiction? Because they're like different characters, but they do the same essential things, set in different locations. Many of the episodes, I believe, are completely unique to the American one because it's significantly longer, right?
Yeah, and many of them are pretty much beat-for-beat remakes of the original Office episodes.
Right. So, but are the new episodes fan fiction?
Right.
Possibly.
I mean, problem with saying fan fiction is that fans make it and aren't being paid to do it.
Well, you can write fan fiction for Patreon and have people give you money. It's just not published.
Right. You're not doing a licensed by the original
Okay, yeah.
IP holders
Okay, so if it's licensed,
adaptation of the thing.
it can't be
I
fan
think
fiction.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but like the
'Cause some
value.
people, like,
Yeah.
well, just real quick, people
Yeah.
would argue that Rian Johnson's The Last Jedi
Yeah.
is such a departure from what existing Star Wars is and what it does with Luke's character and what it does with the characters from The Force Awakens to change them and kind of make them worse in the fans' opinion.
Uh-huh.
They would hate it, but no one ever calls it fan fiction because he was hired by Disney and
Right.
given legal authority to write this story in the name of Star Wars.
That's true, but I feel like
Yeah.
the value proposition of fan fiction is to take a character that becomes their own context and put them down somewhere else. Like if you see Batman, you know Batman's backstory. His parents were killed. It did what it did to him. So you put Batman as a detective searching for Jack the Ripper or as a pirate. Those are both fanfic stories. Like you get it. Batman is his own context. You understand the premise. You don't need a lengthy explanation. You just jump in, right? And both of those are real comic books that Marvel's made, right?
Yep.
So I feel like if you're doing fan fiction, but you have a logo you can put on it because you have the license, is that not still fan fiction? It walks like fan fiction. It quacks like fan. I'm not asking that people call it. I'm asking, is it spiritually fan fiction?
It is.
Can we start the
100%.
trend of calling it fan fiction?
So Batman meets the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, licensed by DC. Fan fiction.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you on this. And even, I don't think you even have to have Batman be Batman. Like, some people find a lot of joy in writing stories where Batman, instead of being an orphan, is Batman, but his parents are alive. And he's kind of a happy-go-lucky guy. And it's like a weird spin on Batman, but he still dresses up as a bat and beats people up at night, right?
Yeah.
So not recognizably Batman, but still Batman. And,
Well,
so it just gets so complicated.
You can change an awful lot about a character. Let's look at 50 Shades of Grey and Twilight. It was a Twilight fan fiction. But they made Edward not a vampire. They just...
Among other things.
I mean,
but yes.
Sure, yeah. Not a lot else, but yeah.
Not exactly a deep character. No. Yeah. So it's fan fiction, but then Stephanie Meyer's changed enough about what was going on in the story that it was distinguishable from the Twilight story, and therefore became its own IP.
Sort of. The first book, from what I understand, follows broadly the same character arcs as the first Twilight book, where it's like Edward meets Bella, he saves her from like an incident. Eventually, he reveals his dark secret, and it all culminates when he goes too far, and that's her finding out he's a vampire. That's the dark secret. It goes too far when he's forced to drink her blood to save her, and he has to find like the will to stop. The first two movies is just Christian Grey beating her for his own amusement, right? It's not great.
Nope.
The 50 Shades books have some serious problems where the author doesn't realize what she's written is just an abuse story, not a BDSM story.
That's fun. Good job, Stephanie.
Yeah, like there's parts where he's like, she's like, oh, is he giving me like alcohol to get me drunk? And then people are like, that's bordering the lines of consent. And she's like, there's no rape in 50 Shades, read the book. And then she re-released the first book, but from his perspective, and is like, yes, I'm plying her with alcohol. Yeah.
Oh, good. Great.
She like doubles down on it. She just doesn't realize. It's awful.
Massively popular book, everyone. Sold millions and millions of copies.
Yeah, I mean,
what a world we live in.
I mean, I don't think it sold millions of copies for its writing. If you want to get into that, like,
nope, didn't say that.
like, where it fits as a cultural phenomenon and people getting on it, as a act of cultural defiance in a society that largely views pornography for women as both setup and punchline, I think that has some weight to it. I like that argument. I feel like it's a reasonably compelling as why people would jump onto it.
Sure, but it can't be a rebellion if it's picked up by a major film studio and adapted into a movie.
Sure can. I mean, I'm talking
No.
explicitly they bought the books and then you have a cultural phenomenon and someone cashed in on it. Right?
Okay.
That's
So
what that is.
so some people, if not many people, bought the books as an act of social rebellion.
Yeah,
initially.
it also hit like a perfect moment where like Kindle and e-readers first came out, so it was like a perfect storm of like everyone has this new thing and they want somebody to put on it, and here's this thing that just came out and is hugely popular and everyone's talking about it, so it's like a feedback loop.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's lots of reasons. There are well, I think I've watched 4 really great videos on it, mostly deconstructing the movies, but they have to like explain the book to deconstruct the movie and how they're just
Right.
poorly written and easily the worst parts. Like the movies have great filmmaking in them, but all in service to terrible source material.
Only so much you can do with bad source material, it
yeah.
turns out.
Yeah, I mean, just as a note, the first director was a lady, and she got into like hour-long screaming matches over changes to dialogue with the author, because she was like, "No, you can't do this. You have to keep it the same as the book." And
Right.
then they sacked her for the next 2 movies. They've like replaced her with like a TV director and placated the author by hiring her husband as the writer for the screenplays.
That would do it. That would placate.
Yeah.
What a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awful all the way down.
Gross.
Yep.
Anyway,
Anyway.
the original point here is I think it's fine for us to call adaptations of things that change enough stuff to call it fan fiction. I'm down.
It's a vibe check on where that line is, but
Yeah.
we'll just have to keep examining everything we've ever read or done and see if is every Warhammer book that's by a different author fan fiction of the other author's Warhammer book.
Right? I mean, I've said this before. You sit down to write a Warhammer book, you're just playing in the sandbox, man. You are having fun with the toys and the characters and the weaponry and the ships and the locations. And like, as long as you don't break, there's a few hard and fast rules out here you don't want to mess with. You're okay. So in that sense, yeah, it's pretty fan fiction-y.
Bit fan fiction-y, yeah.
I mean, again, if you write a story where we magically find the answer to the Tyranid invasion that does not exist in the larger Warhammer universe, fan fiction.
I mean, there's no hard and fast proof that solution would solve every Tyranid problem ever.
Certainly want to try. I'd want to try that. Tyranids are coming at my hometown, and I'm like, hey, I heard this thing. Can we try it, please?
Yeah. I mean, look, I understand the willingness to want to try, but also whether or not the Inquisition lets that information slip to other places, who knows?
Well, the Inquisition's like, we may have a silver bullet for the Tyranid invasion, but also secrecy, for the sake of secrecy.
Okay, I mean, 2 points I'll make. One, the Inquisition, when the galaxy split in half, smuggled an assassin in to assassinate a chapter master of an Astartes chapter for no reason, entirely cut off from the rest of the Imperium, and they were like, we have a grudge, we have an opportunity to go kill this guy. They're already half extinct, fuck it, let's do it, we ball. Right? Not exactly the most appropriate use of resources, but they do it. So, secrecy for the sake of secrecy, they will hold a grudge if they have a reason to, like, maybe that planet should fall to the Tyranids. I'm just saying, maybe it doesn't go out. But also, they have the Grey Knights, right? Who mind wipe every person who ever sees them.
Right.
Because you can't let the knowledge of Grey Knights get back to the enemy, but the Grey Knights kill demons, and demons just go back to the warp where they'll tell other demons that, hey, they have these things called the Grey Knight.
Yep.
Reasons don't always have to make sense for the Inquisition.
Fair enough.
They can be bad reasons.
They can be bad reasons. They can be dumb if they want.
It also the exact plan of like, hey, we need to board a Tyranid ship to like find a specific generation of Tyranid and then inject it with a thing so it spreads might not be
Right.
feasible for every battle. It's like a silver bullet, but
Yeah.
you've got to build a gun around it every time.
Yeah. I realize this, but it is by far the most effective way I am aware of to potentially wipe out a Tyranid invasion.
Yeah. I mean, you could still
The
just shoot Tyranids. Like,
the alternative is a horrific, terrible slog where you lose most of your stuff and maybe win.
yep. But that sounds like 90% of the fights the Imperium's in anyway.
That is true.
Cool. So
Terribly Pyrrhic victories all the time.
that's every battle with the orcs. All right.
Yep. Yep.
So I don't think they need
Fair.
to change up tactics.
I guess not. Good job, Imperium.
Oh. So I mean, we kind of skipped past it, but how's the weather there? You're not in a hoodie, so it can't be that
Oh, man.
cold. Or
It
you're
is
just cranking
weird.
the heater.
No, I was driving home from a family Christmas party tonight with my kids, and the temperature gauge inside the car said it was 61 degrees outside the car at 8 p.m. on December 21st, the shortest day of the year in the Northern Hemisphere.
Yep.
Warm.
Warm. Yeah. So the other day I was off getting tattooed, and I was lucky to be inside where it was air conditioned. Although the air conditioning was profusely leaking water. So they had buckets. Like, it
Gross.
was over a sink anyway, but it was keeping the room cold. And I was looking at the temperature for where it is where I live, and it was 109 Celsius. No, it's Fahrenheit.
Yeah. No, I know. Yeah.
Yeah,
Is that 40 what?
43, I think it was. Yeah,
43. Good
43
golly.
Celsius.
Yeah.
It's
Anything over
109.
40 is
Yeah.
insane.
Eh,
Yeah.
Me personally, I don't like the weather to go over like 26, and that's 78. Like,
You are so far beyond that, my friend.
I know. Oh,
I think most people would say their comfortable temperature is right around there. 75, 76, 77, 78. Yeah.
oh no, that's what I don't want it to go over. My actual
Yeah.
ideal is about 65.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a bit lower, I would say, than the average person's favorite temperature.
Yes.
Yeah. So you live in the wrong place for that.
I know, right?
Yeah. Anywho, yeah. I mean, we showed the thing yesterday where there's this whole weird jet stream thing going on where the western U.S. is just like warm for December and the eastern U.S. is getting pounded and they're freezing to death
Yep.
and they're losing power and like blizzards are knocking everything out. And it's like, this is the weirdest December. Yeah.
Yeah.
Supposed to get some snow today after Christmas, though.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. I was looking at the weather forecast app, and it's going to be like 35 today, 36 tomorrow, 32 on Christmas Eve, and then 24 for Christmas.
Holy what?
Yeah,
What? What?
it's a Christmas miracle, Falcon. It's real.
It is. What in the... Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
You might get some snow at those temperatures.
Could you imagine?
I mean, I don't know. Climate change, right? There's all sorts of weird stuff. You might get some snow on Christmas one day. Things get
Nuclear
strange enough.
winter. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's not climate change. Well, it would be a climate change, but a different kind of
Climate change. Yeah.
Nuclear winter. Ugh. Probably dead at that point, actually. Well, I don't know. Trying to decide if anybody would launch a nuke anywhere near Australia if, in fact, we did go nuclear holocaust.
I mean, probably.
Somebody would just lob one over to Sydney.
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably right.
Have you ever heard of the book Waiting for the Wind?
No.
It's a book that's based in Australia. I don't remember who wrote it. Probably an Australian author, which is why I remember. I probably learned about it in school. But the entire premise is just people standing on the beaches of Australia after a nuclear fallout that occurred in the rest of the world, waiting for the radioactive dust to be carried on the wind.
Ooh, that's dark. I like that.
Yeah. Maybe we
Yeah.
read that book after Warhammer.
Yeah. Once we're done with all the Warhammer, we read about the after effects of nuclear holocaust in Australia. Woo!
Yep.
That's a cool idea. I like it.
I don't remember. I'm now looking up for the book, and I'm like, oh no, yeah, Waiting for the Wind by
There you go.
Zhao Wanyu. This might not be the same book, given that it's in Chinese.
But you're probably right.
Yeah. Waiting for the Wind by Stephen D. Carter. Set in feudal
Seems
Japan
better.
over 400 years ago. Nope.
Definitely not. What? Did you make this book up? Did you have a dream about this?
If I did, it's mine. No one can have it. Okay, it's probably just not called what I thought it was. Book about waiting for radioactive wind
In Australia.
in Australia. Oh, it's called On the Beach. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's wow. That has some different like implications in the title.
I get. Well, I mean, that's what I did say they were waiting on the beach because that's like
True.
obviously the coast is where the outside starts for a country or an island at
Yep.
least.
Yeah.
Mm.
Huh.
Yeah.
I mean, I just like that idea. Some Australian authors like, dude, if we ever get nuclear war between Russia and the U.S., we're gonna get forgotten. No one's gonna hit us. We're gonna die anyway because of the larger effects on the world as a whole. That sucks.
Yeah. Pretty much.
No one tried to kill us. We're gonna die anyway.
It's been adapted into film twice. Once in 1959 and once in 2000.
Wow.
Oh. Cool. Good to know.
On the Beach.
Mm-hmm.
Starring Gregory Peck, Fred Astaire, Anthony Perkins.
Yeah.
What a cast. Yeah, I mean, 59s back in the day, they were hand drawing the pictures of the people, like of the actors in the movie.
They were doing that for years onwards, but yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know it, but
That's
like
hilarious.
the Star Wars ones were all hand drawn. Like the original Star Wars, they were still hand drawing them. Yeah.
Yep, super cool. Oh, that's hilarious. Unlike in the novel, no one is assigned blame for starting the war in the movie.
Let's.
This is American movie studios like, let's not hate on America in this movie.
Yeah. The box office was 2.2 million with a budget of 2.9.
Oh, total flop.
Yeah.
I guess people in the 50s weren't super happy about watching movies about the end of the world because it's right during the Cold War and they're worried about that stuff already.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
where's this in like relation to The Hunt for Red October?
Hunt for Red October is in the, I think that's post Cold War. It's after the Berlin Wall falls, I think. Like the book or the movie?
The book was 1984, so this is 30 years before that. Okay, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Back in the 80s, you could write a nuclear story, no worries.
Well, but it's not. It's about a Russian nuclear sub-captain defecting to the U.S.
Sure, but okay, it's not an apocalyptic book where the nukes go off, but you can still write about it and I guess get more interest. Like, I bet more people have heard of The Hunt for Red October than they have for On the Beach, the book.
Right. But again, the difference here is that On the Beach is like, World War III happened. Everything we've been worrying about for the last 20 years culminated. Everyone's dead except for these people in Australia. They're the last ones to die. Come see our movie. Versus, America is this virtuous, awesome place that all the Russians want to escape to because Russia sucks so much. Like, that's an entirely different movie.
Also true, but I
think if On the Beach had been released in 1985, it would have flopped as well.
Wow,
and if A Hunt for Red October came out in 59, I think it would have done great. In America, anyway.
Yeah, in America.
Yeah.
What about the 2000s movie?
How did that one do? I don't know. You have it?
I do not have the budget or box office numbers. Reception received mixed reviews. It's a 3-hour movie that came out in 2000 for the on the beach. Good grief. That is a long movie for standing around on the beach.
It is. Who's in this one? They've got people I've never heard of are in this movie. That's not a good sign.
You've never heard of Grant Bowler?
Nope.
What else has Grant Bowler done? He's done video games. He did Defiance in 2013. Yikes. Okay.
Yeah.
Television. He's done a lot on TV. Blue Heelers, Pacific Drive, Medevac, Halifax, Farscape. Wait, hold on. Is this it's a TV movie? Oh, okay.
That's why I don't recognize anyone.
Yeah.
It was on Showtime, so it was on a movie network. So it's like a step up from just like a regular TV movie.
Yeah.
But still, TV movie.
If I had to guess, this was an Australian-made TV movie because of the other things that this guy's been in. It's like Blue Heelers and McLeod's Daughters, the Amazing Race Australia. I mean, Australian TV.
It aired in Australia on Channel 7, it says.
There you go.
There you go. TV movie.
He was the host of The Mole. Oh my god, that was a great show.
You love The Mole?
Have you heard of The Mole?
Mm-hmm. Never watched it, though.
Okay, so it you know the premise is, which is everyone's playing like a game show / reality show, and they win prize money, but one of them's actually a mole and who's trying to sabotage. And the more they sabotage, the more they'll win.
Super fun.
Apparently, like halfway through the first season, everyone worked out who the mole was, and they had to like edit the remaining like episodes around that.
They're like, these contestants are too smart. Get dumber people next time.
Honestly, have shorter seasons. Or more contestants and rotate them through. Like you do one group, and you have a mole, and then you have a new group, and there's ways that you can make it work.
Totally. So this is interesting. So in the 2001, it says, as the people of Melbourne realize that the inevitable nuclear cloud will soon reach their location, their impending doom begins to unravel the social fabric. Anarchy and chaos erupt, which is in contrast to the 59 film in which most of the populace accepts their fate with grim resignation.
Crikey.
When radiation sickness appears, people begin lining up for government-issued suicide medication. Holy smokes. This dude injects his wife and daughter and then takes it himself in the movie. This is dark as hell.
What's the Mist or the Fog movie, or whatever it is, where in the movie they're like trapped in a car and the dad shoots his wife and 2 daughters and he tries to kill himself but he doesn't have the bullets and then the military rolls in and saves the day?
Yes. Worse.
So now, here's the question. Which of these 2 films is the fan fiction from the book?
There you go. Or ¿Por qué no los dos?
¿Por qué no los dos? Yeah.
¿Por qué no los dos?
Okay.
We decided it all is.
Yeah. I mean, here's what I'll say. It was actually written by a British author, Neville Shute. And I was looking here. I was just like scanning through the characterization on Wikipedia, and crikey, where'd it go? Typically, for a Shute novel, characters avoid expressing intense emotions and do not indulge in self-pity. How very British.
Yeah. Stiff upper lip and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. So apparently they accept their fate in the book.
Yeah.
On the lethal radiations.
Mm-hmm.
And they opt for the government-promoted suicide alternative.
There you go.
Yep. So fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a book, Falcon. That's
a book. I would almost say it's Warhammer-esque, except
it's like
I don't think the Imperium would ever offer government-issued suicide pills. They'd be like, no, fuck you. You're fighting this thing until the end.
Yeah, they would just be like, okay, I guess you die. See ya.
Yeah.
We're gonna get out of spaceships and leave.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, well, I mean,
Good times.
it depends. If this is a little shitball world, I can believe that. But given the book we just read, there is reference to anti-radiation medication being given out, or at least a character who
Yeah.
still had them. So they will treat it for some people.
Yeah. No. But I'm saying in the face of everyone's dying anyway.
Right? Yeah.
Right. I don't think the Imperium would offer that option. They'd be like,
No, but they
keep working until you die.
well, I mean, they're not even like in this. They're not making people work. The Imperium might be like, let's evacuate everyone of importance, and they probably like, as a habit of just their culture, all their food comes pre-wrapped in las guns, and like that's not a suicide pill, but it's close enough. All right, there's just litter of las guns everywhere.
I know, but the doctrine of the Imperium is you better not off yourself. You're not here for yourself. You're here for the Imperium. You work for the Emperor, man.
I mean, that's true, but if they're all gonna die anyway, like,
Yeah.
what are you gonna do? Stop them?
Well,
that's
probably not.
actually probably. Like, the entire world surface is toxic to people. You die within 24 hours of exposure, but the people down there are killing themselves. Deploy the regiments. We have to stop them.
You know, that sounds about right. Yeah. The Imperium is so dumb. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So speaking of the Imperium is so dumb,
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of that in the book we read this week.
Oh, okay. You want to get to the book? I want to just say.
Unless you have something else.
So you know how I was worried about Owlcat Games being like, "Hey, please buy the new Warhammer Dark Heresy RPG that we're making."
Yeah.
So I don't think they're running out of money because the live beta test is alpha test. Excuse me, it's not the beta; it's the alpha. Is available, and I've been playing it, and it's good.
Oh, good.
So
What do you like about it?
things that are different to Rogue Trader. When you have like an aimed sniper shot now, you can like select arms and legs or head to go for, and they have different percentages to hit, but have different effects.
So it's like XCOM.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
You also have because you're playing as an inquisitorial acolyte, you have like a detective mind map where you can like draw strings between things, and like it shows you all the information or evidence that you've worked out for a case. It's like you got this from dialogue, or you found this on the ground, and so there's a lot of like being a detective.
You can make a crazy person wall in your head.
Yeah.
With all these facts, just like random strings connecting everything.
Yeah.
That does sound fun. I like that idea.
Yeah, it's great. So they don't let you start the game from where the start will be. They're just like, here, you have 4 or 5 people. You're on a level. There's 2 scenarios. So you can go in having like successfully retrieved a relic, but you let your Inquisitor die, or you saved your Inquisitor but failed to get the relic and some other stuff.
Also bad.
Also bad. Yeah, so there's some like replayability just in the demo. I don't know how big it is or whatnot, but I'm looking forward to it, and I'm confident they're just trying to get people in to play the alpha test and give feedback and find bugs, not that they're running out of money.
Not that they put out an alpha and then they're like, we can't finish the game. Bye.
Yeah, I don't think they're doing that. I think it's okay.
I feel like once you're at the alpha stage that you've given to customers, you're pretty good to go. I can't think of many games that are like, we have a playable alpha that the customers are enjoying and we're done.
Oh, I mean, there's a bunch of stuff that's like not done. Like there are skills and abilities that I can't look at a level up tree. I haven't leveled up. I've only found a little bit of combat. So I don't know if talent trees look good. Like there's a lot of surface level things, like a lot of stuff that doesn't have icons when you mouse over them and stuff. There could be tons of they might have this section of the game done and it's in alpha, and now they just need to use this as a framework to build the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Right.
I get that. I understand what an alpha is as compared to a beta or the gold release.
Well,
but
I'm just saying that just because they have this does not mean they're nearly done.
Right. Right. I'm not saying they're nearly done, but it feels like it's a pretty solid milestone to hit in the
Mm.
progress of your game.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just trying to think, are there any other games that have released a playable alpha? Missing stuff, obviously, because it's
Mm-hmm.
an alpha, and then been like, nope, we're done, closing shop, bye.
Oh, like they shut down the game and be like, we can't do it.
Yeah.
Ooh, I mean, I bet there's a litter of games that came out like fully in early access that were in like an alpha test and just were like, turns out we don't know how to finish a game because we had a great concept and had a great pitch video.
Execution is hard.
Right. Um,
Yeah.
I couldn't name any examples.
Right.
If
Me neither.
I
But
get
I'm sure they happen, but I'm just wondering
right.
how frequent it is versus how many times the game actually completes.
Hmm.
We'd have to look at a lot of data, and I don't know if we want to do that.
Yeah. I'm just gonna do
Yeah.
a quick Google and see if like there's an immediate like someone's compiled a list.
Right.
Games that got cancelled after an alpha playtest. Top result:
Oh.
10 games that were cancelled in 2025. So that's.
Oh man, 10 in this year alone.
I mean, yeah, I bet there's tons of games that get cancelled.
No, canceled, but after
I mean,
an alpha release.
this is not an alpha release list. It's just saying that
Oh,
here's
okay.
10 games that were cancelled. It's
Okay,
not.
okay.
It's like it. That's it saying we found something close. Uh. Yeah, no, I can't find anything.
Yeah, we'd have to do some more deep research, I imagine.
Yeah, so I've someone here saying Mega Man Legends 3 had a playable demo, and then they just scrapped it.
I think that counts. That's one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, PT on the PlayStation, where it was like this super scary horror game that just never came out because it was like people were playing it and loving it, and then there was like, no, the game's canceled.
This is sad.
Yeah.
I don't like these stories.
All right. Yeah, cool.
Well, good. Is there like a projected release date for the game, or they're just like, we're working on it?
No, it
We're
just
making
says
progress.
just says coming soon.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Book time?
Book time.
Book time.
What did we read, Falcon?
We read the latest book set after the conclusion of the Horus Heresy,
Yeah, not,
Ashes of the Imperium by
not,
Chris Wraight.
not even the conclusion of the Horus Heresy. The Horus Heresy wraps up, and I'm like, shit, we need another series for this for the Siege of Terra.
Right.
So
right.
it's
so the latest book in the Siege of Terra series, sort of.
sort of, no, it's not even part of the Siege of Terra.
It's not even that.
It's
No.
its own series called The Scouring, because it claims to be book 1, so I assume that means it's going to be at least a book 2.
Right.
But I was just trying to explain, like, I was thinking the other day, how do you explain this to someone? They wanted to do a series that explained the Horus Heresy, so they wrote 56 books and said, shit,
Right.
we didn't even finish it. Do another series called The Siege of Terra. And then they finished that
Right.
and said, shit, we didn't even finish the story. We need to do The Scouring. And so they're doing another series.
Yep. Yep. Admirable summary of what's going on here. Yes, I think that's accurate.
So,
Is right. It's just a lot.
mm-hmm.
But I mean, we've been talking about this. Like, I wanted more information about what happens
We all want it.
after the Ultramarines show up and
You've got it.
the traders are running and what happens on Terra
Yeah.
on the ground. And yeah, that's what this is.
That's what
So,
this is. This is the Era of Ruin book that we should have had.
Totally.
Yeah.
100% is.
I mean, I feel like it does a really good job of setting up what is supposed to be the next 2 or 3, 4 or 5, who knows how many books, a lot better than it is as like a wrap up to the siege. Like it's more set up than it is payoff. I think Era of Ruin is a good anthology, but I really do feel like at the end of the Death Volume 3 as like a definitive, like, we're done. We're stopping here. was maybe a little better. Um, and then you could just go into this as a new series. I maybe like that, but semantics doesn't matter. Let's talk about the
No.
book.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, what did you think?
So one thing I found interesting is that in the first chapter of the book, we have the perspective of traders mounting their assault on the palace,
Right? Yeah.
and all of a sudden the warp is gone. Bam! Snap of your fingers, warp's gone. It has been infusing the solar system, infusing Terra with the warp. We got all that stuff in the Siege of Terra. Everything's warpy as hell. And bam, it's out. Not only is the warp's presence gone, people that had access to the warp and could use the warp for power, it's gone for them as well. They cannot
Right.
use their warpy magics anymore, whether you're traders or whether you're loyal. And so every trader's like, fuck. And they just start running. They just turn around immediately and start bailing. They're like, we were this close to tearing down the palace. Nope.
Nope.
We gone.
Yep.
And as they're running, the Ultramarines are coming down from the sky in drop pods and murdering everybody.
Yeah.
There's like no time between that. Like the time between the Emperor slaying Horus and the Ultramarines showing up is like 10 seconds.
It does not explicitly state that the warp shutting off is the exact moment Horus dies.
I mean,
It doesn't explicitly. It could be the Emperor takes the throne, and that's still only like an hour later. But Gulliman was very, very close. Like in one of the books, he's like, "Terra, we are 9 hours out. Light your beacon so we can find you." They were pretty close as it is, right?
I know. But the book's like the warp, bam, gone, and Ultramarines are dropping out of the sky. It's like this 1-2 punch for the traders, or they're like, "Oh, this went real bad, real fast."
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't feel like it was very quick when I read it. Like I was just so in it of being like, yes, the traders have worked out Horus is dead, the warp is gone, they're running, and like, it's people who managed to get away. So from my perspective, like they had been running for a little while by the time that the drop pods are coming and like all of the massive slaughter. There's still enough time for the humans that we get. We get Juletta, I think her name is. She's like this apostle of the dark powers, and she's like her story is like running for days and finding transport and sleeping in crashed out stormbirds and stuff, right? So for me, I felt like it was slightly longer. But the thing that caught my attention was the warp's out, the rituals don't work for the chaos people, and librarians can't do their stuff. And I'm like, what about the astropaths? Like the people who send messages long distance. Somehow we were able to communicate with the Lion and Russ and tell them to come back, and it was okay to do so.
Yeah.
Okay, so they still have psychic powers.
Weren't they on their way before? I thought they were on their way.
Kind of. Like the Lion was just
the Lion knew the same time Gulliman
knew. No, I don't think so. Because like at the end of one of the Horus Heresy books, Gulliman and the Lion are like, we'll hold off the traitors so that Sanguinius's fleet can get through, right?
Yeah.
And then the Lion goes, okay, sweet, I'm going to go around and do as much exterminatus on the traitor home planets as I can, trying to distract them. Right? That's how he's doing it. I don't think he's like, cool, I'm done with that. Let's go to Terra now, right on time. Right? He's like, well, we've got a job to do. We're burning homeworlds. This is fun.
Yeah.
It would be strange that he's just like, oh, okay, Gulliman's there now. 2 weeks later, I guess I'm done too.
Right. Yeah, totally would be. I mean, I find it kind of nuts that both Gilliman and the Lion here, Terra is literally under assault by Horus and the forces of chaos. They'll be fine. We'll send Sanguinius. He can handle that.
Well,
we're going to do all this other side quest stuff.
It was very much like they had to try to get Sanguinius through the Ruin Storm. They had to do a bunch of stuff, and like staying behind was how they managed to guarantee that Sanguinius at the very least got through. right? We read
So they
those
didn't have a
books.
choice.
They didn't really have a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I'm sure. Well, I can't even say that. Like, they both were very intent to doing their own things. Like, much of this book is also about echoing how Gilliman was like, Imperium Secundus. Great idea. Let's take our time and be stable here rather than, like, just making desperate attempts to push through the Ruinstorm to get to Terra. Um, I was going to say, I'm sure they'd have come if they could, but
Yeah.
maybe they wouldn't have. Maybe they would have. There's a lot of like Ultramarines bowing to the Salamanders and being like, "We weren't here." That's like their new
Yeah.
motto, and it's like, oh, they do feel bad.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, there's a lot of stuff in this book about how Space Marines are genetically programmed to follow their Primarchs.
hmm
I imagine the Primarchs have genetic programming to follow the Emperor and tried to protect him as well. Maybe not as much as the Custodians do, but
I don't even know that they
the
do.
Custodes.
To be honest,
You don't think so?
I don't. I think the Primarchs are too independent. Like that was part of their job, was to be able to operate autonomously. And like the idea was the Emperor would raise them all together on Terra, indoctrinate them and then just like let them loose. But
Yeah.
like there's no part of Mortarion that ever liked the Emperor or ever felt any compulsion to do good things to the Emperor. He was pretty bitter from the like day one.
Right.
And Conrad, come on.
Mr. Kurz. Gotta love Mr. Kurz.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it just feels like, especially on Ulnar,
Mm-hmm.
when the Emperor's been leading them on glorious crusade and he's been there for them the whole time,
Mm-hmm.
then he's like, I'm out. I'm going home to do some stuff. I
Mm-hmm.
think a bunch of the Primarchs were like, what?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
I,
like
okay.
I think they all definitely would wish he was there, but I
Yeah.
don't know that they're like psychically compelled to follow him to do their thing, or to do like to be by their side. Um,
Fair enough.
yeah, like I think it's very specific that the Emperor gene crafted the Space Marines to be tied to the Primarchs, but him calling the Primarchs son is an adoption that like it's a concession on his part for the appearance for them to do their job, not his actual plan. Like the Custodes and Malkador were surprised when the Emperor like started calling them his sons. He's like, "Oh, he's adopting that facade. Okay,
Right. Like, that's interesting.
yeah, he's making that concession to like make this work."
Right. Okay. So our Iron Warrior in this book
Oh yeah,
is like, boy, this is something real stupid my Primarch is doing, but I gotta follow him anyway.
yeah. Space Marines will follow the Primarchs. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never thought anyone would make me feel bad for an Iron Warrior, but here we have it. The one guy who's like, I'm like a Chaos Marine, but fuck Chaos. We shouldn't be like
Yeah.
playing with this. And he's just like,
Yeah.
Perturabo comes back and is like, no, you build hell brutes now. Like,
No, we can control chaos. We can use it.
yeah,
This poor Space Marine's like, are you fucking kidding me? I've heard this so many times and it never works.
right.
You can't. Perturabo, come on, man. He is so mad. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
But he's like, but I can't leave. Like, I am bound to follow my Primarch. I'll let him drag me down with him.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Bad times.
I do really like that character because he's like
Mm-hmm.
stuck on a storm, like a Thunderhawk maybe, and like the word bearers are fleeing past on like a bigger ship, and they're like, open the bays, let us in. We'll wear 8 sword arms to whatever cause you want if you like rescue us. And then he gets on board, and they immediately go up and like, open the bay doors, let our ship out. I've programmed it with algorithms of my own, and they're like, oh, you can do that? And he's like, yes, and you could too if you stopped thinking about so many goddamn spells. I really like that guy.
That is funny. I did like too, where he's arguing with these spell users or whatever you want to call them, and he's like, "I have a plan." The emperor is it an emperor's child? Is it a thousand son?
Uh, the Iron Warrior?
No,
The who?
the one who's in charge of their
Oh,
little
oh,
ragtag.
oh, the word bearer. Yeah.
He's the ward bearer.
Yeah.
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 He's like, I have a plan. We're gonna meet up with some of the other, traders here in the solar system. We're gonna figure something out.
Mm-hmm.
And the Iron Warrior's like, stupid plan. And the dude's like, what's your plan, moron? And he's like, he's like,
His plan
he's
was
so mad because he's like, you're right. I don't have a plan.
his plan was I wish we took the exit we had like to leave the system when we might have had it. Like he's just bitter.
Right.
And I get it. He's bitter, but
He is. But like, he's right. It's like, look, man, I have a plan. You don't have a plan. Like, if you had something for us to do, we could talk about it. But you can't be like, your plan sucks,
right.
and have no alternative what we should do instead. Like,
But
we have to do something.
Okay, so he says this at the end of the book, that he realizes the moment they got to the little secret community, he realized that their plan was just to be a sacrifice piece, and he recognized that from the start. So at that moment, he's not arguing we should have a better plan or we should have a worse plan. That's just the guise, the context in which it's shaping it. What he's saying is, we should leave. Everyone here is going to die, and that's the point. And the word bearer is like, do you have a better plan? And he's just like, well, no, but for some reason he can't muster the spirit to argue back, but we're all going to die here. That's not a plan at all, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. It's just, it's some tough conversations there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really like too that the self-sacrifice plan to re-kickstart the powers of chaos, because chaos thrives on murder and hate and revenge and emotion behind death and killing.
Yeah.
Was to get the loyal Space Marines up here and kill them all in a sense of anger and revenge and hatred and stuff.
Explicitly to prove to them that there's still chaos powers available, they're just really weak, and to get them angry that chaos is still around, so they'll go and keep killing, and that'll have the Imperium work for chaos. Yeah.
Right. Which is awesome. But then Perturabo shows up and dispassionately wipes them out.
Yeah.
Which does not help out chaos.
Yeah.
Which I thought was such an interesting idea.
Yeah.
Like, if you could somehow train your Space Marines to not have those feelings, right? To not have the feelings of revenge and hatred, and it's an extermination. You're just killing these people because they're rats.
Yep.
And maybe that's a little bit too emotional, but you know what I mean. Just dispassionate
right.
execution of the traitor Marines. And then Chaos is like, this is not what we wanted at all.
I still feel like Khorne would be empowered by that. Like, any kind of bloodshed is a Khorne thing.
That's fair.
But I feel like the real emotions behind it wouldn't be there, because that's like Perturabo's thing, to like look at everything as like a math problem, and it's like, it's not a matter of pointing a gun at someone and killing them. It's what angle do you rotate your arm, which muscle fiber do you need to pull your index finger in. It's all number theory to him.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, which Chaos can't do anything with that. They don't have any use for math.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. That was so good. Anyway, that's towards the end, but
there's
a lot of good stuff in this book.
Oh, so much. I like all the depictions of the Primarchs in this. Right, Gulliman as a schemer, I kind of like, because he's like a political animal, but we don't get a lot of that, of him doing it very well in any of the other books.
Right.
Like, there's a little bit of it where, in the Dark Imperium books, where he's like, he needs to kind of work with the church, because they're a huge part of the Imperium, and if he does it, he'll be branded a traitor and cause a civil war. So he's like trying to find the right guy to be his priest militant or whatever, his advisor. I don't know if you remember that scene, but Matthew ends up releasing a psychic lady who's like maybe a saint to go do a thing, and Gulliman like threatens to set him on fire. And like Fredo Matthews in his head just being like, all the scriptures said Gulliman was a dull being. It's great.
Not very political. Reboot.
No, but he's supposed to be,
No.
and in this he is. He's like
Yeah.
totally working behind the scenes to get people to vote his way.
Sure, but important distinction.
Mm-hmm.
The sisters come to him and they're like, "So there's this problem,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
We need to kickstart this whole sacrificing psychers to the emperor thing again.
Mm-hmm.
We need Luna.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta take back Luna." It's not his idea
No.
at all.
I didn't say it was necessarily his idea for the policies, but
Right.
he was the one endorsing them and leading them. And his
Yes.
specific reasons to decide not to tell his brothers, who I feel like could be reasoned with, all right, and be like, do you guys understand? We need Luna. We can't just fly off and do whatever to catch the traitors. We need Luna. And he doesn't. He's keeping that to himself. And I'm excited to see that unravel.
Yeah, because I mean, because a lot of the people right now are operating under the assumption the emperor will wake up.
Right.
The
yeah.
emperor will speak again.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yep.
So I was gonna say like eventually the Primarchs are gonna find out anyway that it's the Carrion Lord, but no, not at this point.
Not at this point.
That's not a guarantee at this point.
No.
So yeah, you're right. Gilliman can't just be like they'll figure it out eventually, regardless.
Right.
I'm not going to be the one to break the news to them. He doesn't know, and they don't know.
I mean, he does know. I think he's one of the ones that
He knows the Emperor's done.
I think so. He's like, it's explained to him. Like the sisters come to him and be like, "This is a huge problem. We don't think he's gonna get up." It's like there's a moment in the book where it's like him, the custody general, and the fabricator general of Mars. They're like the only ones who have been further down into the dungeon than anyone else, and like they know, like they're the only people who are having a free conversation about the actual state of the Emperor. So I think like, Gulliman, I think he doesn't know for certain, right? He can't know for certain, but I think he's pretty clear on the position of the Emperor. Like he's like, oh, I hope he'll get up, but I don't know that he will. Right? He has less hope and more facts than anyone else of the Primarchs.
So it's kind of like if you get down there and you see the face of the Emperor.
Yeah, like Hassan did.
You're just like, yeah, it's over.
Yeah, he's just like, oh, this is awful.
Yeah. This does not look like someone who's going to wake up and start talking to us at all.
Right. I loved all the descriptions from like Dawn's perspective of like when he's about to put the Emperor down on the chair and he's like his one eye opens and he looks just afraid, just absolutely terrified of what's about to happen.
Yeah.
And then like the moment he puts him down, he's being pushed back by tech priests and chirurgeons who have knives and scalpels and immediately go to work trying to like operate on the Emperor on the chair.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, and then
Brutal.
he's like, I'm not sure if the Emperor said no. Or now,
right,
or something else. Like he just doesn't know. Like that is brutal stuff, man.
Yeah. I really like Vulcan when he's out like beating Emperor's children by himself, and he's just like, I missed out on fighting during the siege. He killed Magnus and did some war in the webway. But like he was
tons of war in the webway. He killed a lot.
Yeah, he killed a lot.
Demons, at least.
Yeah. But like not a lot of like space marines, right? The people he thinks are actually in charge. And so seeing him just be incandescent with rage was unique because Vulcan is often considered the nice Primarch, you know?
Yeah.
And he still is. Like he's killing Emperor's children, right? It doesn't get much worse than that.
No. Of all the traitor legions, that's probably the one you want to start with.
Yeah. But I thought that depiction was really great. I really liked the tiny scene you get with Jagatai Khan, where it's like he's like it's been months and he's barely able to walk when assisted by 2 space marines.
And he is livid that he has to be assisted by 2 space marines.
Yeah.
He is so pissed off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great. Great little
bad
bit.
times for the Khan.
Yeah.
Back to Vulcan, just a detail that I really liked was they're just out there in the wastes, and his salamanders are just funneling in
Mm.
Emperor's children to where Vulcan is. It's
Uh-huh.
like they've set up a mousetrap.
Mm-hmm.
And so these poor Emperor's children are just like out of their minds for the most part, wandering around Terra. They're not doing great most of the times mentally.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, there's a really angry Primarch in front of them. And it's just like, oh. Some of them don't know what's happening. They're probably not too satisfying to like torture one of those to death. But there's one in the book that's like, oh, I see what's happening here. And he's like, let's go. And like he tries to defend himself. But like, again, Primarch versus Space Marine doesn't go very well for Space Marines ever.
No.
Yeah.
There's Vulcan in that fight. It's described as like he's not. He's like very much in control still. He's throwing punches that he could kill them in a single blow, but he's not. He's slowly, systematically, methodically stripping them of all the Astartes gifts that they've had. And just absolutely turning them into mincemeat.
He renders them down to base human effectively and then kills them. Yeah.
Oh,
amazing. Chris Wraight, where do you come up with this stuff? Honestly. Yeah, so they're like, we got to take back Luna because that's where the whole Psyker program is started and run.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, Luna was taken a while ago and is super entrenched with a whole bunch of demon space marines.
They're not demons.
And regular space marines. Not quite demons, but they're not quite human either.
They're genetic abominations. They're genetic abominations, right? I don't know if we might have skipped it, but there's a short story for the Siege of Terra that's kind of nothing. Like half the book is some characters from the Siege finding a thing and then going dormant in like a derelict. Like they just die in a derelict, and like it's all a big setup because like the thing that they've got off Luna is like reliquary called the Port Prime. No, maybe that's like where they end up. It doesn't matter. It's a MacGuffin that Cole needs to make the Primaris Marines 10,000 years later. And they have half of it, and that's the point. Like that's the entire thing of the book. But in it, it also has Abaddon being like on Luna, hey dude, make me a legion of my own. Right? You've got the Selenar cults. You're the one who can do this. It needs to be quick. And Space Marine production has gone from taking years to months, and now this guy's got it down to like 5 weeks, and they make 7,000 Space Marines.
Yeah, and like it's kind of like Night Lords, where one Ultramarine can kill like 7 of these dudes, but they have so many of them that sometimes an Ultramarine just gets overwhelmed and killed by them.
Yeah.
Which it is like it's described as it is like a shame for these Ultramarines.
Yeah.
To go down to these copies of Astartes.
This genetic backwash.
Even if they're outnumbered 30-1. Like it's still just like ugh. And killing them provides no satisfaction either because they suck so bad.
Right.
But they're just getting overrun by these guys, and it's like, oh, gross.
Yeah, it's an important
the slog of Luna. Yeah,
it's an important moment where I feel like that scene is there not just because it's like, oh, it's grimdark and it's awful. It's the Ultramarines realizing that the honor of the Great Crusade is gone. Right, there is no honor in combat really. Any honor we get is honor we make for ourselves here, and like that we're gonna lie to ourselves to have. Because this is it. It's putting down mutants, and when we die, it's shameful, and when we kill them, it's joyless. Right? Too late for the siege, and things have just changed. I think it's a great little encapsulation of that kind of change for 30K to 40K. I like it. A lot of this book is about like Space Marines being like, we built it, we should inherit it. That's the mindset, right?
Yeah.
And trying to get back to what they had before. That's what Dawn wants. He wants a Great Crusade again, to get back to the status quo, to do what he knows he's been doing, and he is rushing into it. I feel like the first half of the book I was being like, Dawn's doing a Ferris Manus, where he's like, I'm gonna drop to Isfahan by myself with just my elite guys. You guys catch up when you can. Oh, what's that? It's
Right.
my head over there. You know, that's what Dawn's like. Let's rush to go kill all the traitors right now when we don't have Terra secured and we don't have many ships and we're just like begging the Ultramarines for ships. I'm like,
Yeah.
Dawn's gonna get himself killed. That's obviously not a great position. And then I think partway through the book, it's like, oh, maybe it actually would be good because, like, we know how it ends out with chaos
Yeah.
coming back over and over again, right? I couldn't help but
Yep.
like compare this to the Abaddon book we read, or the Xander Chaon book, where Chaos is like, "We're back. Here's Sigismund's sword. We killed him, by the way." you know,
Right. You're
um,
right. We've just come out of the Eye of Terra. Hello.
yeah, and I'm like, if they had gone when Dawn said to go, would 40k not happen?
I don't think so, because the Traitor Marines are talking about how many different moons and sections of planets they've seeded with cultists and with heretical space marines. They're all over the place.
Right.
And so I think if they go out on crusade, yeah, they kill a few of them. They kickstart chaos again through the act of getting out there immediately with murder and rage in their hearts and wiping out traitor space marines and cultists.
Yeah. I mean, so the Word Bearer's plan is, or maybe at least Lorgar's, is that we need to show that we can still do chaos magic, right?
Yeah.
And that's supposed to make them angry and get them to kickstart and go kill. Like, it's undeniable proof that
Yeah.
they're still a threat.
Yep.
But they are still a threat, and like they do even like mention that it's a dangerous game because like, what if they just come kill us all? You know?
That's the plan. Then they die, and then the other
No.
cells of cultists and
No,
traitor space marines.
no. He does. There's a moment where it's like, what if they come and kill us all, but not just us, and they do kill everyone who's fleeing to the Eye of Terror. All so much that like all that's left are the sporadic pockets who can't communicate with each other. Like, what if?
That's the question. I mean, dude makes it sound like there are countless little seeded pockets of cultists and heretical space marines all over the solar system, but
Yeah, but that's just the solar system, and the solar system is a big place, but they'll eventually clear it all out, right?
yeah, but I mean, how many do they have to kill before chaos gets kickstarted and is like, sweet, we're back?
I think
Right?
the kickstarting is the rest of the scouring, chasing the traders back to the Eye of Terror. It's like another
Yeah.
galaxy. Like Dawn even parodies Horus saying, "I will set the galaxy aflame, trying to kill them all." It's you have to set the galaxy aflame to kickstart chaos back. It's not just
Yeah.
you need to slaughter a couple. That's the spark to light the fuse or whatever, if we're going with that metaphor. But it's not just killing things in the solar system to do it. It's across the galaxy. You need them to commit to a great crusade again when they really can't afford to. But there is a risk.
But then they
But if
do
it, yes,
anyway.
they do eventually anyway. Yeah,
Okay.
I believe so. I mean, maybe they're gonna recontextualize it and be like,
Yeah.
maybe Dawn goes off on his own. And I mean, if I'm honest, I think he probably does, given that what I know about is supposed to happen in the Scouring, which is Perturabo's ascension to a demon prince. It's an event called the Cage of Iron. I've talked to you about it and told you that it hadn't been written, and I assume it's going to happen in the next couple of books.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to say something. What was it?
Was it about the Officio Assassinorum?
No, it was not. But I want to get to them in a minute.
The Inquisition. The Keelerites.
Right? No. No, it's about the heretics and what their plan was.
About how hard it is to keep even the lowliest demon alive.
Yeah. No, that was it. That was it. They're able to summon a demon and be like, hey, what's up? You guys aren't dead. And the demon's like, yeah, it was real bad. The gods basically hid themselves. He's like, if they had tried to stay here they would have been obliterated.
Yeah.
Which I thought was an interesting line. I was like, holy smokes, okay.
Yeah, it's interesting. It does kind of confirm that the Chaos Gods can be defeated, right? Like,
Yeah.
it is theoretically possible to end 40k with a happy note.
Yeah, but I mean, the Chaos Gods spawned out of the actions of the
Right.
species in the galaxy.
In theory, they
You
would
could
just
do it again.
Right. Yeah.
Just birth another Slanesh. Someone will do it.
Someone
yeah.
will. Freaking Tau Slanesh. God.
I mean, given it enough time, humans will probably pull it off too.
True.
Yeah. So then he's like, yeah, they hid themselves. They went beneath. They pulled themselves away and out of time and out of space. And they're biding their time. And I was just like, okay, that's interesting. They weren't banished. They fled. Which is it's a different way of looking at it. And like, they're worried about the Emperor getting up too.
Yeah.
Like that demon was like, if the Emperor gets back up, we are fucked.
Right. What if
They don't know if he can do it either.
Yeah, what if the betrayer gets up? It's interesting that they still refer to him as the betrayer, not the anathema. It's
I like it.
It's good. It's a good little bit. Oh, remember, the Emperor did steal fire from the gods. He is Prometheus in this story as well.
The gods are still very pissed off about this.
Right.
Yeah.
And so if he like, they don't know if he's gonna get up, and if he does, that could be bad. That could be bad for the Chaos Gods. But what they need is a great crusade to distract them from Lunar and the collecting and harvesting of Psychis.
Right.
That's their plan, in a nutshell.
It's a plan. Anyway, that's that.
The highlights?
The assassins?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like, there's the book we read where they try to send assassins to kill Horus. That gets mentioned in this, where it's like, we tried to end it before things got here. Didn't work, and some of us killed ourselves, and I don't, I understand it, but I wish they didn't do it. And Hassan, this poor guy who's like a chosen member of the Sigillites, finding himself with dwindling amounts of political favor, and is like, how do we exert the influence we as an organization used to have? And
which Malkador used to have, because he's an infinitely ancient being who was there with the Emperor at the start. He's like, Malkador is dead, but he can pick up where he left off. And I'm like, dude, do you not understand who Malkador was?
Right.
He's so arrogant. I'm like, all right, man. Like, I understand what you want to do here, but replacing Malkador is not possible.
I feel like the audiobook injects an air of, like, not arrogance to it, but just, like, naivety, where it's like, I can, he's not like, I got this, I'm just as good as Malkador was. It's like, we need to, insert ourselves to put the finger on the scales of policy. Like, that's what we did. That's what we were here for, right? So we should keep doing.
He wants to continue what Malkador did.
Right,
yes.
but it's not an arrogant of, I can do what Malkador did because I'm just as sick, right?
I mean, I don't know. I just needed a scene where with him being like, holy shit, Malkador is dead. Like, there is nobody alive who can do what he was doing because he had thousands and thousands of years of experience doing it. Right?
Yeah.
And I understand. I'm not going to replace him, but I need to try to continue the things that he was trying to do. I think it would be a different way of looking at it from what I think the book portrayed it as.
Okay, yeah. I feel like the audiobook, like, in tone and in his monologue, like, internal dialogue, really give you that. But that's, again, that's a different interpretation, imparting a level of context to it by their performance.
Certainly.
He does eventually settle on, I guess I inherited all of Malkador's titles, including this quaint little one about Master of Assassins.
The Assassinorum's like, so we're not good at making decisions. We just kind of get pointed at stuff and go kill it. Can you point us at stuff to go kill it?
Yeah, it was great.
That was so good.
There's a bit where he's like reading through some encrypted ledgers. He's like, I'm gonna have to try and commit this cipher to memory, and it's listening through like available assets, and one of them is M. Shen, who is the assassin that goes and kills Conrad Kurz.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, yeah,
Good job, M. Chen.
good little Easter egg.
Yeah, totally.
Um,
Yeah, so he's very close to getting shoved out of the power structure
Right.
of the Imperium entirely because everyone's like, we
y-
didn't really like Malkador too much when he was alive, and now he's gone, and
well,
he was very scary.
right, like it was like I guess to summarize the position is he's trying to get a seat on the High Lord, like the High Council, right?
Yeah,
But Malkador had writ from the Emperor. He didn't need to be enshrined in the Lex to have a voice at the table. But Hassan
right.
does, and he's trying to get them to give him one, and they won't. So now he's like, no, you will make the Officio Assassinorum. Well, you'll take all these assassin clades, as they called, and they'll eventually become temples, and you'll give me a seat and like a writ of being left the fuck alone by everyone.
That's a great moment. He's talking to one of the High Lords, and he's like, and the High Lord's like, "What do you want?" He's like, "I would like a castle and the ability to get whatever I want, to do whatever I want, and no one ever asks what I'm doing." And the guy's like, "What? What are you talking about? We just established you don't have any power here."
Right.
Oh,
Oh, it's great. I mean, I'm just gonna draw a parallel to Gandalf and Theoden. Theoden's like, you don't have any power here, and then the guy changes. He's no longer Gandalf the Grey. He's a Calidus with a Necron blade to his throat. You know, that's Gandalf the White.
yep.
Sending a shape shifting assassin to do your negotiations is a real flex.
Solid power play, certainly.
I do.
It's almost less the threat of being murdered by one of the assassins,
And just
I was
knowing
thinking
you're
about
never
this,
safe.
or just knowing this guy controls the Order of Assassins.
Right.
He should probably have a place on the council just because of that, right?
Okay, but that really changes the dynamic of what the lore is supposed to be, where it's like, do
Oh,
do you just like let the guy who has the biggest army have a seat at the table, because if you don't he might just kill us all?
right.
Is that how it, like, fundamentally at the foundational level of where mortals have to lead the Imperium, they're letting the guy on just because he controls the assassins. Right?
Yeah.
it's
Well,
it's
it's
awful.
one is because he can kill us all. The other one is, holy crap, this is an amazingly useful tool
Also true.
for the Imperium.
Also
He
true.
controls
Yeah.
it. No one else does. It'd be
Right.
nice to have this as an option for solving problems.
Yeah. There's a bit where he gets basically his way, and he's like talking to the sick lady whose name I can't remember. I want to say Maud,
Yeah.
and she's like, and you said the words that you'll only do it when you have to, and like they both know that they're lying, and he goes, we should do we should only have to do it once to prove that we can. So I'm like waiting for someone's head to just explode in a Vindicator's scope or something, to be like, he needs to prove that he controls the assassins. And who do you assassinate when you can? Obviously, it can't be a Primarch, because that just
Right.
doesn't work. I mean, maybe you could kill the Khan at the moment, but you know,
Probably true.
he's still loyal to the Imperium and doesn't want to kill the Khan.
Yeah.
So there's like a High Lord that we've been introduced to who's definitely about to die in the next book.
Could do. I guess. Do you think he really needs to prove it?
I think so. There, because it's like
Couldn't
George
you just be like, we're gonna give you a mission, go out and kill this guy, and then the guy dies, and you're like, all right.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I guess you could, right? But
Yeah.
this is gonna sound mean, but it has a George level. George Lucas. It rhymes like poetry, kind of like,
Nah.
where so many times in later 40k is the entire High Lord Council killed by assassins because they were just incompetent and led the planet and the Imperium to near ruin, that the Master of Assassin just sets up and kills them all and be like, find your own replacements, and pisses off, right? And so to have
Like as
that,
a course correction device. Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of what he does. So there's going to be a moment where he has to kill someone, and maybe it's the Master of the Astronomicon, because he's like a killerite, and it's like they're trying to course correct from like all this religious fervor that's slowly building. and that just goes poorly. Maybe
Yeah, I can see that.
just an idea, just a thought.
Hmm.
Yeah.
No, I can see it because they're totally setting up stuff like, again, a lot of what the Horus Heresy is and a lot of what this is like, hey, you ever wondered why this is the way this is in 40K?
Right.
This is why
Why?
in the year 30K. Yeah.
Yeah. Lots of that happening. A lot of like Kirill Sinderman and Xanthus Zaranchek setting up what would become the Inquisition and having, they seem like there's a line where they have lots of conversations and they seem both like at peace with each other's company and enraged by it. Like already setting up that the Inquisitors will not get along. You know.
Totally.
Uh,
Well, any friggin' mortal being that decides to invest themselves entirely on understanding the warp is like, okay, that's not going to go well for anybody. It's
No.
not going to be a good time.
No,
Yeah.
no, probably not. But Xanthus Zaranchak, do you remember his role in The End and the Death?
Do not.
I'm gonna guess no. Okay, so do you remember the super weapon Basilio Foer was making to kill all the Space Marines ever?
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
so Basilio Foer starts to die and manages to like transfer his soul or make a gene clone copy and put his consciousness into it of Zaranchek. That's Basilio Foer. So when there's bits of like Hassan is like, man, that Zaranchek guy seems changed, but what will do that? It's because that's a monster that's been around for like 9,000 years, who was on the Emperor's hit list so bad he sent Horus to go and get him.
He's just hanging out on Terra,
Yeah.
researching the warp with his best buddy Cinderman.
Yep, becoming
Yeah.
an Inquisitor. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's why the roots of the Inquisition, huh?
Yep.
Yeah. There's a whole segment in there too where Cinderman is reading about references to the king in all of these old documents and old books and stuff. And if I remember right, he's like, and the king never gets up.
Yeah, I think there was a bit about that.
Yeah,
You've got the book. You can actually search for it.
that is true. Let's see real quick here. Search king. I'm not taking king. Stupid search. Space king space.
Oh, excuse me.
That doesn't work. Cool. Cool search, guys.
That was another.
Oh, man. Every instance of thinking and looking is coming up here.
Oh.
And shocking and making and...
What about sitting? Just search for sitting.
Towards the end. Isn't it?
No, I think it was close to the beginning when he's like first reading books and then decides he needs to go and burn down libraries because the books were bleeding.
I love that he goes to Dorn and he's like, hey, man, we met on the top of a wall once. I was going to commit suicide. You pretty much convinced me not to. And he's like, yeah. Dorn's like, I remember.
Yeah.
Like,
How's that working out for you?
Yeah. So I need to research the warp a lot. Can you back me up on this? And Dorn's like, well, we did meet that one time on the wall. Okay.
I mean, Dawn
Dorn
absolutely
is funny.
knows who Cinnamon is beyond that. Like he on the wall, he also
Yes.
gives him like a writ to be a remembrancer again and be like to collect secret histories and stuff and record them for like after the war, and like. Okay, so he was laying the groundwork. In theory, what Dawn gives him this time is an expansion on that previous role, because the previous role was like interrogator, and that becomes the word for apprentice inquisitor. So both books in Now and in the Siege of Terror were building up the foundations of the Inquisition. It's just been a slow progress.
Right. Took a while.
Took a while.
Fewer instances of Cinderman in the book.
Okay.
It's where he talks with Dorn. It's after he talks with Dorn, right?
Oh, is it?
I think so. The conversations he has with Doran, where he's like, "It can't be killed. It can't be stopped.
Right.
You can't just ignore it. You can't use it." And Doran's
Yeah.
like, "Look, man, like, I don't have time for this."
Cinnamon's in his crazy man stage, yeah, where he's
Yep,
super
yep, yep.
gaunt and rambling constantly. God, I love Cinnamon. He's in the first Horus Heresy book,
Yeah,
and he's had such an arc where he's like, I'm an iterator, I'm a remembrancer. I convince people that the Imperium is good, not just because might equals right, but for the Imperial truth, because we know we're right, which is circular logic, but he sees that and he opens his eyes and he becomes faithful, and then he loses his faith.
yeah.
And now he's not sure, now he's crazy, and now he's like, some people should know about the warp, not the masses, but someone needs to know to be there to talk about it next time, you know?
Right. Right. Because if you just ignore it, it festers and it grows and it becomes a huge problem.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just saying, I like...
As evidenced by the last 7 years. Yeah.
Yeah. Cinnamon's great. Love Cinnamon.
It's an amazing arc for sure.
Yeah.
Can't I just search for the word king in your book?
What if you do Space King? Not like the word space, as in the Emperor is the Space King, but...
No, it doesn't. It returns seeking and
okay.
stinking and remaking.
What about the Space King? Like...
The Space King?
Like, well,
Is
no,
that what it's called?
not SPACE,
Oh.
but the space bar.
The King.
Yeah, search for
that's a
the
good idea.
King. Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, thank you.
Genius.
That does it.
Genius.
Yeah, so he looked down at the book he had been reading. The image of the king was on the page before him, just as so many other texts depicted, sometimes hale, sometimes ancient, sometimes surrounded by fire, sometimes alone in the dark. The king never spoke. He was just there, immovable, eternal, either an object of hope or a warning of catastrophe.
Yep.
Okay,
There's
right there.
Yeah, it's the future of the Imperium, writ in previous works throughout history, and like people are like, this is a Mad Men's book or whatever, but like a copy survived, and it's actually like they saw fragments of the whole, and that's what Cinnamon's collecting, and that's what the Inquisition wants. But yeah, sometimes it gets it right, where it's like, yep, this isn't gonna go well, but yeah.
The Emperor will never speak again. Thank you for your time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bad times.
Bad times. Thing to remember for a future book, but there's a salamander running around with a spell-enchanted Thousand Sun sword. Who knows what that gonna do? But yeah.
Chris Wraight makes a big deal of him picking it up and taking it, and then later being like, "Hey, remember this guy has this knife?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Okay, I'll remember this. We'll keep an eye on that."
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Or is it Prado?
Prado,
the librarian, the Ultramarine librarian.
Ooh, who gets his like flash of psychic power back and like fighting on Luna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was good. He's good. Like, oh, it's not dead.
It's not
and
dead.
It talks about the emotions in him being like, part of him's like, sweet, my powers are back. I kind of missed him. And the other part's like, oh shit.
It's
like,
not
the larger implications here are bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a bit where he's like flexing his hands because like the release of psychic energy bruised and bloodied his hands, and he's like, it's this moment where Gulliman is like maybe throwing himself a second Ulanor to like crown himself as emperor maybe, and he's like looking down and he's like flexing his hands, and he's like, Gulliman from this angle looks weak. There's like a moment of vulnerability here, and I'm like, they just did the thing about the assassins. You cannot try to assassinate Gulliman here. This is not happening. What in the fan fiction?
There's a moment too when he's fighting on Luna, and he's like, I used to be able to wave my hand and wipe out huge groups of people. Now it's all swordplay and guns. It's one at a time. It's so exhausting. I'm like, are you going to practice? Like, are you weaker than you would be otherwise because you were relying on your magic gifts so much?
that is what they say about the Thousand Suns, and they use magic all the time. So
Yeah.
for everything.
I was like, Greedo. Anyway, and
Yeah.
the other related story to this, though, the related concept to this is that the Space Marines on Terra,
Mm-hmm.
who just spent the last months and years of their lives fighting to the death all the time,
Mm-hmm.
as soon as it's over, it's like, all right, we're launching back out again. Let's start another war. And they're like, thank goodness we were bored for like 3 days.
It's a
This
little
is
longer
what
than
we
3 days.
were built for. We're
Right.
supposed to be killing stuff. And I was like, oh, like that says a lot about these Astartes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like they are written to be mostly human.
So there's a bit in this book where the Imperial Fist, Archimedes, second of his name.
Yeah.
There's a great bit in the book where he wakes up after like he's been found by Ultramarines, and he's like, "I'm Archimedes, second of that name." But he gives his first name by accident first. Like he's so out of it. He's been like fighting for weeks without rest, and he's like master of all forces on Terra. That was his rank. He was Dawn was missing. The Emperor had gotten up and gone to kill Horus. There were no living Primarchs around to do anything. He was the master of all forces, and the Ultramarines are just like, sure you are, buddy.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, they wrote it down like it's a mistake, like I'm crazy. But he goes to the Phalanx, and there's a tech priest who's working on enhancements for the next line of Imperial Fists. They're like, yeah, there will be even more psycho indoctrination. You will have even less range of emotions, be less quick to laugh, but you should be just more brutally efficient. And it's like, oh, okay, so Space Marines degrading, it's starting already because they're like so knee-jerk reaction to fix the idea that like Space Marines feeling something got us in this position, which is not really the problem, but definitely looks like a symptom of it.
Sure, it's not the problem. It's the Primarchs. The Primarchs falling to chaos was the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Space Marines falling to chaos and their Primarchs being like, what the hell are you doing? Would have been a problem that would have been fixed really fast. Right?
Well, okay, so Erebus has definitely fallen to chaos before Lorgar did.
I know.
And
yes, but yes, and then he introduces it to everybody else. But I'm saying, if the Primarchs don't fall to chaos, then this isn't a problem.
Well, no, because it proves that like Erebus could turn, other people could turn, and we know that because after all the Primarchs go away, Space Marines don't get fixed. Like, oh, they don't have any Primarchs to fall to chaos, and they all lived happily ever after. Some of them keep falling to chaos.
Yeah, I know. But I'm saying, if there's a Primarch around and the Space Marines are psycho-indoctrinated into following their Primarch, and the Primarch says, none of this works shit anymore, then the problem gets fixed.
I get what you're saying. There's a bit where the Chaos humans, like Julata the Demagogue, is talking to other people about like why they turned, and he's like, no, we actually, no, I don't think it was that. I think it's one of the excerpts at the start of a chapter that's like interrogation with a subject. And it's like, okay, this is some random dude that you're torturing. He's like, we believed we were there to save the Emperor from corrupt advisors, right? Like, we're the liberators here. There's a thing that like Gulliman does to like when he breaks the legions. It's because when you take the leader, you get everyone below them, right? So if you split the legions into chapters, when you turn a Primarch, you get one chapter. That's what he tries to fix there. He splits the army into the army and the navy, which is a bit weird, but like so that when you turn a ship captain, you don't get all the regiments. When you turn a regiment, you don't get a spaceship. So that's definitely a problem that they look at and like we need to fix.
Yep.
But I don't think making a Space Marines even more psychopathic really fixes that.
That's exactly what I'm saying. I don't think it fixes anything. The problem was not that the Space Marines were making independent decisions and too quick to laugh.
Right.
Like, that was not what was happening.
I don't think inherently Space Marines always follow their Primarch. There is a book, The Outcast Dead, that we read, where there's a bunch of there's the Crusader host who are after like one of the Istvans and Ferrus Manus loses his head, they send a bunch of people to like arrest the Crusader host. These are representatives from all the legions that just hang out on Terra, right?
Right.
And so they put a
Right.
bunch of all the traitors in jail, and
Yeah.
the traitors are having a conversation. One of them's a world leader who's like, "Well, my job's to get back to Angron. That's like loyalty. I'm loyal to Angron." And they're like, "Yeah, but what if he's a traitor?" And he goes, "Well, then I'll cut off Angron's head," right? So
Right.
it is, and like all the legions had to do Respawn 3 to rid their ranks of people who would not just follow them into chaos, right?
That's true.
Even taking just the Primarchs, like, oh, Primarch's turn and you get the entire legion. It's like, well, it didn't actually work out like that. There's a lot of books that suggest, oh my god, who is driving past with the world's largest muffler? Fucking hell. I've been to metal concerts with less bass than that. Anyway. Yeah,
I know.
I think it's not as plain.
Primarch isn't able to turn all of their sons to chaos.
I just think it's less cut and dry.
It is, but I think
the Primarchs are the problem.
enough of their sons got turned to chaos that the heresy was viable.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
To a degree. I mean, I think Horus actually, like, yells at Fulgrim because he loses so many of his legion. He's like, yeah, well, we had 40,000, but I thought about 30,000 of them were bad, you know?
Yeah.
he or, well, but bad, good, yeah. Loyal. It's, yeah, so much in this, so much. I had something I was going to say.
Well, I thought it was interesting, too, that part of the psycho conditioning that are giving the new generation of Space Marines is that if they're faced with anything chaos-related, they, like,
they react
literally have
harder.
a physical negative reaction to it. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Right.
That's cool. Yeah, well...
So is that a thing? Are
So-
40k Space Marines capable of falling to chaos?
So whether or not... I mean, yes, 40k Space Marines are absolutely... You've played Dawn of War. You have the Blood Ravens, and they're like librarians keep falling to chaos, right?
Right.
Whether or not the new psycho-indoctrination is a thing that just happens for Imperial Fists, or gets later adopted by all the other, is not clear in this book. I think it's just an Imperial Fist thing.
Okay.
If I had to guess, this is the way that it presents.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think like it's saying it's all Space Marines and they always react violently. But the fact that they're more likely to is going to work against Cinderman's plan. To gather data about stuff and the chaos. It's like, hey, hi there, I'm an Inquisitor. I'm trying to gather chaos. Someone said the word chaos. Punch, punch, punch. You know.
I was thinking more symbology, certain signs, certain.
I mean,
catchphrases.
Catchphrases like for the
Blood
Lupic
for
cow.
the blood god. Yeah.
I mean, I think they'd kill that anyway. Like, I don't think the psycho-indoctrination makes them better at analyzing voice recognition of, like, certain phrases. Like, oh, that's definitely a Slaneshi catchphrase. I heard a demonette use it once. I think it's, like, if they see people with chaos... Maybe it is. Maybe it is to a degree. It's visual recognition and oral.
Auditory.
Yeah. A-U-R-A-L, oral.
Oral. That kind of oral, not oral like O-R-A-L.
No, not like you're fighting Emperor's Children's oral. No. Yeah, there's a lot in this book that is like, we need to get the Space Marines off Terra and make sure they never come back. What they did here was real bad.
Right.
The Imperium should be run by mortals. Get all the Space Marines off Terra right now. Please.
Which...
If we didn't already have another book ready, I would like to suggest we read a book where Space Marines go back to Terra.
Ooh, that'd be interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, but we can do it. I can pick after we read the next week's book.
Okay.
Yeah,
that sounds good.
Yeah.
I love that they reiterated Horus's belief that once the Crusades were over, that the Space Marines would be executed like the Thunder Warriors were, and just like removed from society because you don't need a massive standing army anymore.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, you know what? Horus was right on that one.
Well,
if ever the day comes that they don't have a crusade anymore and they've conquered everything, the Space Marines will be purged because there is no need for them.
Uh, I mean, okay, so that asks the questions of like, could the Emperor foreseen the issues that would arise in 40k?
Right. Wherein
Like Tyranids
that
and
they will
Necrons,
never come. Right.
right? And so if you
Yeah.
already got rid of the Space Marines 8,000 years ago, you're kind of fucked.
Yeah.
Unless you just like, in theory, if you conquer the galaxy totally, right, and like Tyranids and Necrons are still coming, but you've got 10,000 years, but you don't need Space Marines, the Emperor could just keep making custodes, like,
Yeah.
and like, would he eventually after 10,000 years end up with a near infinite number of custodes? Maybe. I don't think so. Like, they all get wiped out here, and like by 40k, they're still only back to 10,000. But whether or not they got to 10,000 2,000 years later and stopped making more because they're like, well, we're the 10,000. You stop at 10,000, right? That's
Nice round number, 10,000.
right, because they get tied to Terra. Like, they don't leave Terra literally for 10,000 years until Guilliman comes back. So they didn't do a whole
Right.
lot of fighting. I mean, they do sneak out occasionally and do a thing, but they don't leave in like war paths, right?
Yeah. Well, and additionally, in
So,
40k,
yeah,
there are so many battlefields where people are like, "I've never seen a Space Marine."
right,
They're mythic to me. So
yeah,
like, it's not like the Space Marines are everywhere fighting every fight.
right.
They're not. There aren't enough of them to do that anyway at this point.
That's true, but also chapters have a limit on how many members they can have.
Right.
And so the number of chapters is also only ever increased by the High Lord writ. Like, they do, hey, we're going to do a new founding. Now we have new chapters. So Space Marines, in theory, at some point, their numbers stopped growing. But the legions, when they were legions, would just grow until they couldn't grow anymore. Like, they ran out of people to stick Gene Seed in.
Right.
So in theory, the Emperor's plan was to have legions forever who would keep growing. And there's definitely some cases where the Emperor's like, hey, Night Lords, you're a terror weapon, but I think you have a place right now. But you definitely will not be able to transition to not Crusade life, and they get purged, but the Ultramarines don't. Because the Ultramarines are competent, loyal, orderly soldiers who can follow orders, who can become administrators, or at least in that kind of role, who aren't going to flip out and be like, we're built for war. It's been 45 seconds since I've fired my bolt gun. You know?
Yeah. World Eaters. Right.
Right. So there's definitely some legions that are like, in theory, the Emperor knew some would turn, and he kept some as insurance. And the idea was eventually you kill off half the legions anyway, and you just keep the nice ones. The Salamanders, the Ultramarines. In theory, the Emperor's children at one point would have been one of the nice ones. It's hard to
Right.
believe that where they are now, but I think they were meant to be one of the nice ones. There's a video I shared in the Discord about like the true purpose of the legions, which makes an excellent point that the World Eaters and the Space Wolves actually swapped their roles.
Right.
And so it's possible that the World Eaters at one point were one of the nice ones that you keep. But their roles get switched by Primarchial influence.
Yep. Which again, Primarchial influence.
Yeah, yeah. But in theory, they weren't going to get rid of all the Space Marines. Horus is mostly right that they probably would have gotten rid of some, but would they have gotten rid of his? I don't know. There's great moments in this book where they're like, the Sons of Horus came from Chthonia, and before they were the best of the Space Marines, first amongst equal, on like bywords for paragons and honor and glory and victory, they were thieves and cutthroats on their little world, right?
And murderers.
And they never forgot how. Yeah.
Right. The line is everyone else forgot, but they never forgot who they were.
Right.
Yeah. Whew.
Yeah. Great line.
It is. Yeah, I mean that's one of the best aspects of the lore in 40k is that the Primarchs were tossed to the winds to
Right.
be raised in their own places and utterly formed by them
Right.
outside of the Emperor's influence. And the Emperor's like, well,
Well, shit.
close enough. Let's roll.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's good. It just introduces a lot of variety and a lot of storytelling options if that's how you
Ab-
did it. It's good.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
Mm-hmm.
I am trying to think of other things to think about in this book. There's definitely something that I'm missing.
Probably.
There's so much. Sigismund going crazy in his ship.
Ooh, I was gonna ask that actually. Is Sigismund killing traitor marines an emotional, rage-filled revenge thing, or is he just kind of like just passionately killing everything that he comes across at this point?
So I'm trying.
Right?
I don't know because he seems pretty ticked off that like people aren't doing a crusade. It's like we need to go kill them now. They should be
That is
begging
true.
to let Dawn lead them. Are you kidding? But at the same time, he's also definitely feeling frustrated that the traitor remnants know who he is and they're like, oh shit, that's Sigismund, run. And he's like, it's just cutting down fleeing people. Ultramarine could be doing this, you know. So whether or not he's just mad about that, but he's also mad that like the Imperium's trying to find Keeler and kill her for being, you know, religious. And Sigismund is kind of religious. He like really looks up to Keeler and is like, "Oh, I saw what she did at the Hollow Mountain." Like he kind of believes it, but like the Black Legion books that we read where they kill Sigismund is Candaceon reads his aura as one as supremely secular faith in the Emperor, right? It's there's a specific line that it's like faith but not belief. Like it's not religious fervor that powers Sigismund, but it is a cold faith in like the rightness. But this book really contextualizes it as like he needs the faith, otherwise all the rules are just not enough. Like the Imperial lie isn't bad because it's a lie, because it's cheap. A line that also goes hard in my opinion.
Agreed.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's like crazy emotional fervor that's like driving Sigismund in this book, or if he's just going stir crazy, like stabbing people in the back. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Which, if it's the latter, doesn't really feed chaos that much, whereas the former would be.
I mean, I think the former would definitely be more. I mean, frustration is still frustration at the end of the day. If it's you're frustrated because you've got to clean up the scraps, I guess it still counts. Maybe.
Maybe you're right. I think that's all I got. You have anything else?
I'm trying to think of like what it is I'm forgetting.
Mm.
I do think watching the High Lords be like, we need to influence the council now that we can. That like Malkador and the Emperor are not here to step up and like sort us right from wrong. We have a voice at the table against Primarchs, and like Dawn being like, did they just speak? Can I kill them or beat them into submission into changing? Can I browbeat them into changing their mind? And like,
Yeah, he like weighs his options. He's like, I could do it, but what are the consequences right now?
Right.
Yeah.
And like he says something where he's like, "Oh, Gilliman, you've always like really fertilized all the soil. Like you do such great work." And Gilliman has this like they have their own minds. And at that scene, the first time around, I was like, "Yeah, they do have their own minds, right?" Gilliman's right. I didn't think Gilliman had gone behind and talked to all of them. He had. I was on his side at that first bit, and then turns out Dawn was right. Oh! I do have something. The lion and the wolf, they show up back at Terra.
Yeah.
We don't get that scene, but we do get someone talking about it to Gilliman, who's like, "Can you believe the lion stabbed Lehman Russ through the chest?"
I was like, I don't remember this happening. What a crazy story.
Right, because it happens on Terra. That's what they like.
Hmm.
I think I think it literally happens off page here, or are they mentioning it about somewhere else? I don't remember. But they spat. The lion and the wolf don't like each other particularly well.
Right.
Um,
Right.
and Goldman has the line of like, they still have time for their petty infighting, I guess. Huh, I'm the only person who can get things done and stay focused. But yeah, a throwaway line to the lion stabbing Lehman Russ, you'd be like, that sounds like they're doing another civil war. It's not a good thing. What? Why aren't we talking more about that?
Right. Right. It's a good question. Seems like a threat.
Just a little. Other than that,
There's a line where somebody talks about potentially starting a
oh
civil war.
yeah, it's Dawn wanting to go and do a new crusade anyway, and he's like, you would do that in
Yeah.
violation of like everything Gilliman's doing, even if it threatens civil war. And he's
And then he
like,
goes, yes.
yeah,
Both of them let the irony of that linger for a while.
yeah. So I found a Reddit thread here from 4 years ago about the lion stabbing Lehman Ross, which definitely means it wasn't initially in this book. It was definitely a thing that happened somewhere else we could read.
Okay.
Um, they don't have a source here though. Yeah. Yep. Oh, I do like lots of little mentions to the lion. Sure would like to get back to Caliban and figure out what's going on over there. They've gone quiet, and us who've read Lions Under the Forest know exactly what happens when he gets back to Caliban. uh, yeah,
Oh, man. Good stuff.
good stuff. All right,
All right.
let's wrap it up.
Yeah. Are we doing.
We're doing the High Carl's Oath next week.
Right.
Yes.
We're finishing that up.
We're
Okay.
finishing Space Dwarves.
I'd like to
And
point out in that book early on, the space dwarves wander into a Tyrannid hive cluster and like start doing stuff.
it's
So, you know.
it's the power of capitalism when you just like let the economy run itself free from regulation. You get things done.
It's Reaganomics in space. All right, we'll wrap that up.
Yep.
All right, thanks everyone for hanging out with yet another edition of the Falcon Paladin Hour, episode number 400. Talked about a great book, Ashes of the Imperium. Looking forward to the next one whenever that comes out. So, yeah,
it's real
good
soon.
stuff there. Thanks for supporting the podcast by watching it on YouTube or on Twitch at twitch.tv/Somicron or at the Somicron handle on YouTube. You can also support the podcast directly at patreon.com/Somicron on a monthly basis. You can also gift subs over on Twitch. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel. Lots of options for you there. And we'll be back next week after Christmas with another book read, more nerdy stuff to talk about. Maybe we'll continue our discussion about what fan fiction actually is. And until next time, as always, thanks for hanging out, and you take care of yourself.
Bye. Bye bye.